Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the vlog. That doesn't really work. Anyway, I said I was going to do a recap of my day, even though the video where I said I was going to do that went live like half an hour ago because my day was real. Let's get started. Sign out at 6:45. We got signed out. I don't want to forget. We got signed out 8 patients, which is a lot. Was it 8 patients? Yeah, 8 patients that were on the floor. And then there were 4 patients in the emergency room. And while the day was going on, there was a 5th person added to the emergency room. So we had 13 patients, and that is a lot of patients. So this is my first time on the floor. So I didn't really know how to organize my time. Like, should I see the patients first? Should I start the notes first? Should I blah, 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 blah first? I don't know. So what I ended up doing was running through the list really quickly, seeing which patients I had, and starting notes. So I went through the H&P for all the patients, and I created my, I don't even know what this is called. There's a progress note that we write, and there's this one section where I put like the background information of the patient, like what's their past medical history and why are they here, basically. And really significant stuff. There's a part that says significant events over the past 24 hours, and that's where all your significant events go, because it's progress, day to day, 24 hours at a time, and that's what we're paying attention to. So I started that, so that would be the top of my note, and I did that for everybody. So it's like I at least know why they're here, how they got here, maybe from their history, and low-key what we're doing for them based off of what was done in the ED. And then I penned all those notes. So technically I had all my notes started, and I went to go see those patients. So I put eyes on them. A lot of people were sleeping. Some people were up and eating breakfast. I just talked to them, introduced myself, say, hey, I'm gonna be your doctor for the day. And they were like, can I get some pain medication? And you're like, okay, well, you're on acetaminophen Q4 PRN. And they were like, I need something stronger. Everything was going so smoothly. And then one patient starts to crash. I get a call from a nurse. They call me. They're like, hey, are you covering this patient? I say yes. And they say that, oh, this patient has a bleed. They're bleeding. Come check it out. And I was like, okay, great. First day, within the first hour, my patient's bleeding. Great, can't wait. So I go there. It's on the bed, and I don't know exactly where it's coming from. I have my white coat on at the time, which I realized I will never wear that white coat. I put it on because it was the first day on the floors, and I want to be like, doctor. But 1, it was hot, and 2, I had to do too much shit that the white coat just got in the way. So at the moment, I was still wearing it, rolled up the sleeves, put my gloves on, and with the nurse's assistance, rolled the patient to see if it was like a rectal bleed or a vaginal bleed. Turns out it was rectal. And I was like, okay, what do I do in this situation? I don't want to be the intern that's like, oh, my senior, help me, please. I tried to think for myself, so I was like, okay. To the nurse, I said, we need to repeat the vitals. We need a CBC, which checks your hemoglobin level, which lets us know if you're bleeding or not, or how much you've bled. Your vital signs are also affected by bleeding, your heart rate and blood pressure. Then I went back to the patient's chart to see if they were on any blood thinners. They weren't. It was like therapeutic heparin for blood clots. When people are laying in a hospital bed all day, they're prone to getting blood clots. So almost everybody is put on those therapeutics. It doesn't have to be heparin. Certain people get heparin. We'll get into that. But then I went to my senior. After I thought it through, made decisions, I went to my senior and said, hey, this is happening. This is what I did. What happens now? He did end up stopping the heparin. That was something I wasn't like, it's not a huge dose, so I didn't think it was significant enough to cause the bleed. By the way, we don't even know what caused the bleed, to be honest. After that one event, she kept bleeding, and her repeat CBC, the stat CBC I ordered, showed that her hemoglobin went down from 9 to 8. Her blood pressure, which was around 110-ish, went down to 90s. And then she kept bleeding. We did another CBC. It went down from 8 to 6. Systolic blood pressure went from 90 to 80. This patient was crashing and becoming more and more critical. So you call ICU. ICU comes up. They put in a central line for the patient so they can give her fluids more quickly. These fluids are to maintain the blood pressure. We're giving her blood products as well, blood transfusion because she's losing blood, so we give her blood. And then she gets taken to ICU. As far as what happens to the patient after that, I don't really know. I can definitely follow up with the patient via her chart, but I won't be her doctor because I'm not in the ICU. That was the intense part of my day. Other than that, it was like pretty chill. Do I want to say chill? It was pretty comfortable. I felt comfortable. The attending came to round around 2-ish. She's a cardiologist. She was putting pacemakers in the morning. That's why she was late, apparently. Tomorrow we'll be rounding earlier, like 10:30, so that's more pressure for me to finish my notes before rounding at 10:30. Because she rounded at 2, I had more than enough time to finish my notes and deal with this crashing patient. I'm scheduled to get off at 4, and I literally finished my last note and everything at like 3:52 or something. And the last thing wasn't even a note I had to do. I took a phone consent but wrote it on the wrong form, and the nurse made me redo it. So that's what took me until 4 o'clock. And then sign out, and I was out. Oh, and I worked out. So there's this like club at the hospital that work out after the 4 o'clock shift. So I worked out, and I'm home. It is 5:45 right now. 50 minutes to get home, warm up my food that I never got to eat because you don't have the time. I ate breakfast with you guys at whatever time in the morning, and I'm having lunch with you guys now at dinner time. That's gonna be my weight loss plan in residency, just not eating ever. I hope this was a good recap. I know it was quick. I was trying to talk quickly because I don't like long videos myself. I don't watch long videos, and I don't want to make long videos. So I hope this was okay. Please let me know what you guys think. This is the first after work recap. Let me know. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.